In middle school, I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it quickly became my guide for life. The book delivered on its promises. It taught me how to be liked, how to make more friends, and even how to get a girlfriend. I followed its advice religiously, and the rewards came quickly. I impressed everyone, expanded my social circle, and even started dating for the first time. But despite all the external success, I felt an unexpected hollowness. Inside, I wasn't happy. I didn't recognize who I was anymore. Human beings have an inherent need for approval and validation, a drive that traces back to our earliest days. Back then, survival depended on being part of a tribe. Acceptance wasn't just a matter of social standing, it was life or death. Our brains became wired to seek the approval of others because belonging meant protection and security. But in today's world, that same survival instinct holds us back. We confuse being accepted by others with living for ourselves, and in doing so, we lose sight of our own values and desires. But it's one thing to know you shouldn't care about what other people think, and it's another to actually live that way. The fear of rejection, of being left out, ignored, or even forgotten is powerful. Our need to belong runs so deep that stepping away from others' approval can feel like stepping into a void. That fear keeps many of us stuck, making choices that are safe, acceptable, and unchallenging, all to avoid standing out. But constantly living for others' approval is a form of self-betrayal. When you base your decisions on what others want, you lose control of your own life. You start to mold yourself to fit their expectations, and bit by bit, you drift away from who you really are. Starting this YouTube channel was one of the first real steps I took toward living for myself. For too long, I had let fear hold me back. Fear of what people might think. Fear of stepping too far outside the lines of what was accepted. I was afraid of judgment, of standing out. But eventually, I reached a point where staying silent felt worse than the risk of being seen. Choosing to put myself out there was more than just a decision. It was a way of reclaiming my voice. And looking back, I'm so grateful I did. Because what I didn't expect was how much the world opened up to me when I started being true to myself. Where I expected resistance, I found acceptance. By standing firm in who I was, I no longer had to make way for the world. The world made way for me. Doing YouTube has become one of the most rewarding parts of my life, and has taught me that when you live authentically, the right people, opportunities, and experiences naturally find their way to you. Instead of forcing yourself to fit into roles or situations that don't feel right, you begin to attract what genuinely aligns with who you are. The more you commit to your own path, the more the world opens up to support it. At the end of the day, life is too short to live according to someone else's expectations. Bronnie Ware, a nurse who cared for patients in their final days, found that the most common regret was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Many people don't realize that they've spent their lives conforming until it's too late, until they're at the very end, wishing they had lived differently, but knowing there's no time left to change it. But we don't have to wait until the end to start living authentically. The chance to be yourself, to follow your own path, is available to us right now. Living authentically doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you're willing to move forward even with that fear. It's about believing that when you stay true to yourself, life will open doors you didn't even know existed. That you begin to attract the right opportunities, the right people, and most importantly, a deeper connection with yourself. That's the kind of life worth living. One that leaves no room for regret. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? One where you constantly wonder, what if, until the end of your days? or one where you can say you had the courage to live for yourself, to make your own choices, and to pursue what truly mattered to you. The choice is in your hands. It's a choice you can start making today.